Hello, hello, everybody. Everybody in chat, how's everyone doing? We have a guest today, extra special stream. Charlie Snogans, creator and artist behind Fatal.
Hello,
So,
hello. You got the copy right there. I'm
I do,
honored.
I do.
Somebody just came running in to peek in. You want to say hi? You can say hi.
Wants to be on
I don't know if
stream.
they're. Do you want to come say hi? Just say hi to Dannphan.
Hi.
That's Serafina. She also, AKA Bodine. You want to say hi?
Hi.
There you go. Now, what are you going to go do? Oh, pet the cat? All right. We have a guest cat in the house. I'm a guest of yours today, and a guest we have in our house is a cat named Eminem. Just like the rapper or the candy? Like the rapper. Okay. They can't hear you, so read it. Sorry about that. Do you want to see what we're doing over here?
Understandable.
Yes, so it's a pleasure to meet you. You do wonderful videos.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever saw your art, and I was completely blown away. I absolutely loved it. I think it was originally, I think I discovered you through the short story from Jawbreakers. And I was like, oh my God, who is this guy? He's crazy good.
Thank you. I can't believe you remember that one. That one's sort of hidden and tucked underneath in the past. And I loved drawing that stuff. That was super fun. That's your boy Zach. Everybody loves Sergeant Myers. And I had so much fun drawing that. I know he was in early on the videos and stuff, but he's actually just a fantastic writer because he has this sort of wide breadth of knowledge from engineering and military training, and he's an interesting dude. And when he gave me that script to do, I just thought, this is so cool. Every bit of it was, so he was really specific about what he wanted. And sometimes you write and draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody writes for you, it's completely different than when you're just your own writer and your own artist, right? It's a real pleasure to get something from somebody else and then project it out. And then it's also a real pleasure so the way we did the Fatal book, we worked on the plot together. And then I just drew it. And then we talked about, here's what this is going to kind of say. And Clint's such a good writer. What I started to do was I have these events, he's hanging off the side of the building, and then in another spot, it's the two girls watching explosions out the window. And I sort of said, I have these set pieces, essentially, but I don't know what they are, and then he just wrote on top of it and created it. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. He fights pests. He's blue collar. Clint put the blue collar spin on it, and then not only did he put that spin on it, well, I drew the pages, and then he just did the dialogue over the drawings, and his dialogue was so cool. And your critique was even better. I don't want to. Am I rambling too much? Let me know if I'm rambling too much. Okay. So I recently started putting out YouTube videos, and what I've been doing is I sit at the table and I put the drawing paper out, and I draw, and my son draws with me, and I'm teaching him how to draw Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles. Next, we're going to do Toy Story. We just saw the Toy Story movie, and it was phenomenal. It was hilarious. What?
Batman.
Oh, and you want me to do Batman? Okay. Well, first we're going to do Woody and Buzz. I'm sorry. So we started putting these videos out, and he said, "Do they come up in a search? How does the search come up?" So I said, "I don't know. I think I'm one of the few people. I've never Googled myself." I've never ever Googled an ex-girlfriend. Have you? Googled an
No.
ex-boyfriend? Don't do it. So I Googled myself for the first time, and your video popped up. And I went, somebody reviewed, I didn't even know anybody reviewed the book. So I looked into it, and your review, first of all, you said my art is nice, thank you. I'm there for it. And then second, your criticism were valid. They were very fantastic. Because it's hard to get somebody to tell you the truth. You know, what's good about it and what's bad about it. And the first thing, I don't like the printing either. And
Oh
you
yeah,
even
the
put a
super hard.
you put a
Yeah.
sound effect on it when it, and that's the black and white version. I'll get to that too. I hate that I want it stapled.
Mm.
When you did your book, what did you do? Did you staple?
Yeah, I've done kind of both, like the staple and then like the kind of soft cover graphic novel. I've also
I
done
prefer.
manga style, and that was pretty interesting.
So when you do the manga style, you do it smaller.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And when, all right. So let me ask you this: when you make it for that size, do you change your drawing size? Or you still draw it on a 10 by 15? Pretty much.
No, I do change the drawing styles because it's like, it's a different ratio. So it's better to fit everything so that it all is on the page nicely. You can fill out the page better, I guess.
Is the proportion different? I never even noticed that. I know they're
Yeah,
smaller, but
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that to that.
okay, very good. And when did you start pursuing your drawing stuff?
I've been like off and on for a while, but just recently I started like trying to really go all in on learning how to draw. So that's been a bit of an adventure.
It's a nonstop adventure. It keeps evolving and changing. And then the weirdest thought I always have is, as I'm getting older, it almost seems like it's harder. And I'm thinking, shouldn't this get easier? No, it's getting harder. What is this? And then, do you ever look back? Here's this. I always have this repeating thought. I look back at something I drew 5, 10 years ago, and I think, how did I do that? I don't know how I did that. I don't think I could do it again. That's a strange thought. You should just get better and better, and then say, of course I know how I did it, but it gets harder and harder. I don't know what's going on. Do you have that feeling at all?
No, I'm not at that point where I can look back at an older art piece and be like, oh, that looks better.
All right. All right. So let me get it. The number one thing was the printing. I would prefer the staples. I think the staples are the best. I have comic books from 40 years ago. I have 40-year-old comics. They're fine. And this one that we sent out a few years ago is breaking. The pages are breaking out of the spine because the glue doesn't hold, but the staples hold. So I 100% agree with that criticism. Your other criticism: why are these pages? They all have signatures on them. There's signatures all over the pages. 100% agree. That shouldn't have happened. I had drawn the pages, and then the book was delayed. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
Work, life, all this and that, and the pages as they were put on the Indiegogo page, and anybody could just pull the JPEG off of it, and then where does that art go? Into somebody's file, posted somewhere, kept, and then. So I've been a commercial artist for the past 25 years, right? And I've had multiple instances where art directors come to me and they say, "Look at this drawing of this little red guy," and it's a specific drawing of a guy, and they would say, "Can you duplicate this?" And I would say, "Why? Well, who drew it?" And they said, "We don't know." And I said, "Where'd you get it?" And they said, "We just pulled it from Instagram or something like that." And they said, "And we want to do a nationwide campaign with this character." And I would say, "Well, that's somebody's thing. You get that person. They made it." And he said, "Well, we don't know where it came from. If we knew we would copyright it, trademark it, put it in the campaign, and that artist would get $20,000, $500,000 for the campaign, because a nationwide campaign is a big deal because it repeats. One of the first things I ever did was I worked on a storyboard for Pepperidge Farm, and a long time ago, around 2000s or so, there was a cartoon campaign for Pepperidge Farm where it was a cartoon character driving the Pepperidge Farm cookie truck around, and it was a really specific sort of homey style to it. And they said, "Can this artist is on his honeymoon, so he can't draw the storyboard like he always has, or the animation for it. He's away right now." But they said, "Can you duplicate this as a storyboard for him?" I said, "Oh, sure, yeah, sure, why not?" And I tried to. I couldn't. It's so hard to duplicate somebody's style because it's like their thumbprint. You know, you have your thumbprint, you have your style. You can't change it. Maybe if I studied his artwork for a year, I could duplicate it. And it was very cartoony, very simple, and I couldn't duplicate it. And I said, "Oh my goodness!" And that guy that did that Pepperidge Farm commercial, he made a fortune because they used his drawing style to make that campaign. So when I put those drawings onto the Indiegogo site, I thought, "Do you want to say hi too? You can say hi. You look very nice, July 14th. This is Felix.
Hi.
Felix and I are doing drawing videos, and we talk about Spider-Man movies. What else? Ninja Turtles, video games. You like video games?
Yeah.
Have you ever played the Playground? Next Playground?
No, I haven't played that one.
It's super fun. You just jump around. You don't need a controller.
Mm.
You want to say anything to Dannphan? Is that your real name?
Well, not my real name, just my username.
What's your regular? What should I call you? Dannphan or what?
Whichever you prefer. My real name is Trisha, but
Oh, all right, Trisha. Dannphan's fun. What's your handle come from?
when I was a kid, I was a big fan of Danny Phantom, so I stuck with that username for just the longest time, ever since I was a kid.
Ah, that's fantastic. All right, I like Dannphan. That's fun. So when we put the artwork on the Indiegogo site, I thought, if anybody's swiping this, I want it to be traceable to me.
Mm.
And then, as you know, the campaign took quite some time to reach fulfillment. I was very busy with work and life and stuff like that, and a lot of roadblocks. And we were planning to go more than 52 pages. So also the to be continued wasn't supposed to be a to be continued. I wanted to get it to the next thing. So the story got cut at a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And so if anybody was pulling it, I wanted to be traceable back to our book, our campaign, our characters, the artwork I made. And secondly, filling the campaign fulfillment, Clint was getting very antsy, and I was going, all right, I'm drawing, and also, so we ended up going 52 pages. I wanted to go 75. Now I'm working on the second one now. To all those things that we were getting to, I'm still getting to them. And right now, because I haven't launched yet, there's no constraint. I am just enjoying pages. Whereas if also you're trying to cram things into a page, say 6 panels, I'm just letting it ride. I'm letting the story I know where it's going, but at the same time, my favorite thing is letting the story tell me what's going to happen.
Mm.
Does that sound too frou-frou-y artsy?
It's definitely a very artsy thing to say.
The characters are informing me of what they want to be, and I just let that happen. Do you do that, or what's your process?
Yeah, I like to go with like kind of a loose outline and then figure out the dialogue and the panel layouts kind of on the spot. I guess I try to write it out, and then a lot of editing in between that.
So do you write a script and then stick to it?
No, I never write a script unless I'm working with an artist, but if I'm doing it on my own, I basically just go straight to like drafting out like thumbnails and figuring out the general gist of what the dialogue is going to say.
Okay. Are you very dialogue heavy?
I don't know. I think it's fairly balanced with both.
Okay. Well, obviously I'm picture heavy.
Yeah.
It's just because I think I would take this as a point of pride. I could take the black and white version, and we did it with the black and white version with no words. And I thought, no, put the words in. It's a comic book. I want the words and the sound effects and everything. And everybody said, no, we want just the art, nothing on top of it. But you could follow it. I mean, it's fun that it's black and white. You can follow it like a silent movie. That's my point of pride, was just you can look at this book with no words and understand, like a Chaplin movie, and be fine with it. So the second point, you made it a criticism, and I don't know what you meant because you left it a little open-ended, that the artwork was inconsistent. What's the inconsistency? Do you remember? This is a while ago now, I guess.
Yeah, this was a while ago. I'm not really quite sure.
Was it the drawings or the coloring?
The coloring does look a little bit...
There were different colors.
It looks like...
I colored it, and then Clint got two guys. One was Camel Moon, who I love, and then another guy colored other pages, and he did all that without... So the same way he plugged in my pages without getting the ones without the signature. And then he had a colorist color it that I never... I don't want to be too mean. I said, you got to change this. And they did. And then they just went with it because of time constraints, I guess. The backers were getting antsy.
Yeah.
And so Clint had to just get it out there, and that makes sense. I understand. But as an artist, do you ever color your own work?
I have occasionally. Nowadays I'm mostly just working in like black and white, at least for the interiors.
And then somebody else colors it?
It can be like both easier and harder, because on one hand it's less work to have to worry about like the specific colors and the shading and everything, but on the other hand you have to make sure that it really pops extra with the black and white.
Yeah. Well, because in the black and white phase, you're making it to look good in black and white. But
exactly.
Then, if you color it, the coloring should. Am I shouting? The coloring, because this upsets me. The coloring should make it more clear, right? So you can group things. So if it's a foreground thing and a background thing, you want it to be even more clear than in the black and white phase, which still has to be clear, because if it's not clear, so if something's hard to understand, then anyone can lose interest in it. I always use this example. A physics lecture could be the most amazing lecture on physics and open your eyes to the world and particles and beams and lasers and phasers and masers and everything. But if you don't understand the math and the science of it, it's the most boring thing on earth. Oh, I don't know math or physics, so why would I care to hear Richard Feynman give me the greatest lecture of all time on physics? It's the same thing for artwork. If you're going to do something spectacularly creative, but somebody doesn't understand, it's hard to understand or it's hard to see, then you're going to lose everybody. So the first thing is it's got to be clear. And so the black and white face has to be clear. Then when someone colors it, you have to make sure it's even more clear. So they're going to group things together. So the foreground, the background, two characters, colors, opposites, tones, these things all have to make it more clear. And a lot of times, if someone else is coloring your work, they might make it less pretty. That really upsets me. But at the same time, go ahead, please.
A lot of that also has to do with like coordination. I hate it when teams who are like working together don't necessarily communicate directly with each other. Instead, they communicate through like a middleman, and sometimes things get a little bit even more unclear.
Middlemen are the worst. We can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's worse than the middleman. Well, because usually the middleman's the one not doing anything. Tom Cruise can't come to your party. He doesn't do that. That's the middleman. But Tom Cruise is thinking, I would have gone to that party. Just because I'm a Scientologist, it doesn't mean I can't go to the Jewish party. Take me. All right. So then, what else did you say? Oh, your criticism was the bodyguard. She flies off the handle, right? As though she was just called the C word. And not Seaward's Follies. It was this page. Right? She flies off the handle and attacks him. Right? Criticism, 100%. But what I will explain it as, do you ever read old comics, Jack Kirby?
Occasionally.
Okay. Read the oldest Avengers books. Every single meeting between any character results in they're fighting. That's it. They get there and they go, "Oh, what'd you say? That I'm not as quick? No, he's a communist. Get him!" And they just pop, 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 pop. So just when they meet, I don't know. Maybe it's just an old thing, which dates me a little bit. When you meet, it's time to fight. When the characters meet. So then the rational way. That's the comic book excuse. But the other one is in the comic. It's Flynn, Moxie Rocket, and Kit Clawhammer. Kit Clawhammer is Moxie Rocket's bodyguard, and she is not part of the aristocracy, right? Moxie Rocket is part of this, whatever this world is. Very simple. She's just Rapunzel. That's it. This all started because I was reading to my kids Grimm fairy tales. And first of all, I recognized in reading this old literature, Winnie the Pooh, stuff I never read as a kid, nobody says like. I was like, going there? That's out. Make good language. Don't say like anybody. Ever. Don't even say I like that, because I used to say it too much. I was like, going there? And like, she was like, get out of here. Why are you like that? When you read, that's never in the writing. And I found that out first and said, all right, no one in the house is allowed to say like. I'm not even going to say I like lemon meringue. I'm going to say I enjoy lemon meringue. And my vocabulary will grow, right? So then I was reading all these fairy tales with my kids, and then watching Star Wars, and reading comic books, Fantastic Four, John Byrne, and I was just doing commercial artwork, and then not caring, it was just work. But when I had kids, there was this refiring of interest in cartoons and comics, and I would draw my kids as cartoons.
Oh, that's adorable.
That kid just walked in this room. He just turned 12. It's ridiculous. But when he was 1, I drew him flying around with our cat, Nico, a Norwegian forest cat. If you have the opportunity, pet a Norwegian forest cat. That's the greatest. So when I had kids, I got this re-interest in cartoons and comics and fairy tales and stuff. And so this Fatal book was just the girl is in the tower. She's locked away. She's the aristocrat, and the rogue weirdo guy is just out there trying to make a buck, and she sees it happening out there and wants to get involved. Um, but the flying off the handle is because Kit is Moxie's bodyguard, and he was in the book on that page a little disrespectful to the aristocratic Moxie Rocket, who is sort of, as we get to the second book, she's kind of the central character, right?
Okay.
And that was not intended. Just as it's being made, the main guy, Flynn, there's kind of no arc, right? Your character has an arc, and I've described this to my kids, and my daughter said, "You mean when your character has a circle?" And I went, "What? When your character goes in a circle? What are you talking about?" She said, "I want my character to go in a really nice circle." I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, "Oh, arc. Okay." So when you make your books or stories, do you have a structure and you stick to it, or you just let it go?
In general, I guess I have kind of a loose structure. Like everything can kind of change in the process of actually drawing it. And there are a lot of last minute changes that I do make all the time, especially once I get back feedback. I like to get early feedback as much as I can. So I'll like just, sketch out a draft of a comic and send it to people and, take notes based on what people are getting from the comic to see if I'm heading in the right direction, if it comes across clear, or if I need to rethink how I went about telling the story.
How often do you change it? A lot.
I guess it depends, but very often, even like the one of my comics that I have released now, I'm like, I should rewrite that.
What is it? What did you release?
What was that?
What did you release? Do you have it nearby?
Yeah. So it's this right here. Art is rough, obviously. The art would have to also change. But this one was like supposed to be an intro into what I'm trying to make into a series. And it's a dark fantasy thing, right? But I feel like it's not the best intro. And obviously that's like kind of one of the most important parts about doing a series is you have to have a really good beginning. So even that, I'm like overthinking like, I should redo all that as well.
The beginning
so it's kind of this never-ending struggle.
What's it called?
It's Reaper. Kind of a simple title, but like each of the books also have a subtitle to kind of distinguish them. So the first one was Reaper, the Cursed Castle, focuses on him going to a cursed castle, fighting undead and whatnot.
I love it. That's awesome. And you wrote it and drew it?
Yeah, I took all the work on myself.
Very cool, very cool. And then do you go to cons and stuff like that?
I do. I just came back from one recently.
I saw a picture on the tweets.
Yeah.
Is it I've been to, I think I went to Comic-Con in New York in 2014. That was the only one I've been to. And I loved it. Do you do stuff like that? You do them regular?
We do like a couple each year.
What's we? You said we. Who's the we?
What was that?
What's the we? You just said we.
Oh, me and my boyfriend.
You and your boyfriend? You're not married?
Not yet.
How long have you been boyfriend and girlfriend?
10 years.
Oh my God! Just get married. What are you doing?
I know.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. Oh, wow. That's a long time. Whew. Okay. Holy moly. I'm sorry. Get married. What are you waiting for? You're clearly 10 years. You're clearly together. It's done.
It's one of those things where it's like he wants to have, everything figured out beforehand.
There's nothing it's all nonsense. Life is all garbage. 10 years. That's it. What do you do? And you're doing the comic. Wait. Come on. You do the comic together?
So he writes his own novels, but then we also did one comic together where he did the writing and I did the art.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
Yeah.
That's so much fun. Holy, that's the best. My wife she was an art teacher. And then when we had kids, now we homeschool and she does, in the house, she does ceramics. And does ceramics class, and the kids do ceramics, and they homeschool. Just get married, have kids. I'm telling you, it's the most fun. I was artsy, and years ago, I was my artwork, that's my kid. No, it's not even the same. When we had the kids, the artwork exploded. Like, totally, it supercharged the artwork. And changed it from just my job to what I love again. And then you share that stuff with them, and then you love it even more. It reinvigorates the brand. The whole thing becomes more fun. And now they draw with me. We do the YouTube channel together. We draw together. I'm telling you, it's the best. You have kids? I guess it's different, dads and moms. Right. Okay. But you can draw while you're breastfeeding. Do it. Telling you, you're gonna love it. It's like the world. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm being too forward.
No. I mean, I agree with you. I do want to have kids someday.
For sure. I never. When my wife told me she was pregnant, I sobbed. Not out of joy or beauty, out of, what are we going to do? I can't have kids. This is horrible. Oh, I'm falling apart. Can I still draw? Idiot. Well, I started too late. I only am 2 because I was too old. We were too old when we started. Because I thought art was the thing. Art is still the thing. But you get to do it with them. Just do it with them. It's the greatest. Tell you. All right, I'll stop.
Going back to the convention thing, I bet you would do really well at conventions, honestly.
I would love to do it. It seems like so much. Hang out with like-minded people, share your artwork, sit at a thing, chit-chat. I love chit-chatting. This is great. I love talking to you.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean,
so
your art alone
when you go, is the goal to sell books or to reach out, or I don't know. What do you do there?
Well, I like to succeed in all aspects, right? You build those connections, you talk to your neighbors, like at the table next to you. You know, you spread the word, get people more familiar with your work, and also additionally sell the books. But, you know, it's a whole thing. It definitely takes a lot of energy when you go to these conventions. But
boxes and carting things and putting it up and yada yada yada, right?
Yeah.
And you and essentially your husband, is it together? You do it together?
Oh yeah, I need him there for sure. He's way better at talking to people in person than I am.
You're shy? How do you do a YouTube thing and then you're shy? Are you really shy?
Yeah, you know, it's the thing with strangers where it's like, I don't want to be the first one to say something. I don't want to like sell to people because, you know, I guess me personally, I don't like being sold to. And it's kind of this weird disconnect where it makes me more timid about trying to sell to people, even though it does work. It does, you know, when you put on the salesman act, it does help, but it's just a little awkward. All right.
Also, I'll be forward again. My wife is very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You're a very pretty lady.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a pretty girl, when you walk around, everybody wants to talk to you anyway. So once it's like maybe is that part of your defense mechanism? Once a girl turns 15, you start getting glances, right? And the glances are often unwelcome from weirdos, and you know, So then, and I didn't understand this until I was older. So women have a sort of, I'm a pretty lady. A defense mechanism is don't say hi because this is going to be weird. This guy's going to try and pick, right? Am I at all correct?
I don't know. I mean, there are other like girls at the con who are selling like very well, but I guess it's like a personality type. You have to be like more outgoing for it, and I'm just not an outgoing person, honestly. I fool people online into thinking that I am, but
I'm totally fooled because if you're not outgoing, but to go on YouTube and project your face and thoughts and feelings, that's outgoing.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten better over the years, but it was honestly
You're very good at it.
like, it's easier, I think, with the camera and you're just talking to yourself, essentially. But
so when you make a video, you feel like you're just alone?
Kinda, I guess.
That's interesting psychology because to me that's like you're talking to way more than one person now. Where to you a one-on-one person interaction is more. There's more of a barrier as opposed to you talking to the camera, which projects to 2,000 people.
Yeah, it's funny when you think about it. I guess I kind of see like the videos as like practice for talking to people sometimes because it can all be like edited, cut down. I can pick the perfect versions of everything that I said to make it seem much more nice and tied up in a neat little bow.
That's very interesting.
But you can't do that in real life, so there's a lot more pressure.
Oh, so you have the control to edit rather than say something clumsy?
Exactly.
So somebody would go, "What a dork you are! What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, pretty much.
That's hilarious. Okay, so you do the cons and you like it, and what's your guy's name?
He's Adam.
Adam and Trish go to the con. Same thing. A lot of names. Keeping track of the names. Yeah, and he just writes.
Yeah, he just writes, but he's very good at talking to people. So I need him as my wingman.
And he's the guy who I see sometimes on videos with you?
Oh, yeah, long hair. Curly, long hair.
To have long hair. I'm so jealous of anybody with hair. I'd give everything up to have the hair. Anything. Do you ever see Larry David? When they, Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld? When they gave him all the Emmys and stuff like that, and he went up to accept the award, and he goes, "This is a great award. I still don't have hair. I don't care. Just give me hair. Anybody, please."
Right.
So your husband has beautiful long hair, and he writes, and then you make the drawings. So here's the fun part, because I love in the artistic process so I draw something and I give it to Clint or whatever writer, and then they put words on it that I wasn't quite expecting. And I go, "Oh, that was really cool," because I like to see the process. It's one thing to go 100% your own, but did you give your drawings to your husband, to your guy, Adam, and say, "Go ahead, write over this," and then did he write over it?
No, I mean, I was actually pretty surprised when I heard that like Fatal was done in that way, because that is like super cool, but he's a lot more like very particular about like what it should be, and he did like the script first, and then I kind of tried to translate what he wrote into like pages, and then we went back and forth like that for a while. It was like a whole process.
That's awesome. What was that project?
That was Horizon Quest. It was a fantasy one.
That sounds awesome. Did you crowdfund it? Where is it?
Yeah, we did crowdfund it. Let me see. I think I have that one over here too. Ugh. Gotta lift this thing up though. It's this one.
That looks awesome. Oh, very sexy cover. Holy moly.
Yeah, she got big bazongas.
Everybody. Oh, remember when I said I didn't ever appreciate what it was like to be a lady, walking around and everybody looking at you? So, I was very lucky. I got to go to art school. I got to go to the Fashion Institute of Technology, FIT, in Manhattan on 27th and 7th. And most of my classes were drawing, life drawing, nude people all the time. Nude, draw them nude. Then put clothes on them, fashion drawing, lady, with contrapposto. And well, one of the classes, which was a requirement for some reason, because it was a state school of New York, SUNY, they were required. I had to take a gym class. I took yoga, only because Kung Fu class filled up, and I was in a yoga class with just wall-to-wall hot chicks in yoga pants doing yoga. And I was like, oh my God, I have a girlfriend. This is, oh no, I can't look. And but one of the other requirements was you had to do a sculpting class. And I did the sculpting class, naked lady, beautiful, gorgeous naked lady. And we used plastiline. You ever use plastiline? You know what that is? It's like clay that never dried. And I sculpted this super hot chick and sculpted her. She's just sitting on the floor, sculpted her. And so now I have this sculpture of a naked lady with the big old bazumbas, right? And, looking at, I'm trying not to be a filthy old man, but she was probably older than me at the time. So anyway, so now I have this sculpture, and it's on a big block of wood. And now I go, what do I do with this? And they say, well, you take it. So I leave 27th at 7, and I have to walk back to Port Authority, just carrying a sculpture on a block of wood of a naked lady. And as I'm walking, everybody that I'm passing on the street, Manhattan, the people going by, here we are, everybody's looking right here at me. They're all just looking at what, as far as I can tell, is my chest. No, they're looking at the naked sculpture. So I went, oh my goodness. This is what ladies feel like. Everybody's looking at my chest. That's it. This is very rude. Hey, I'm up here, everybody. But no, they're just looking at the naked lady sculpture. And then I had to ride the bus home holding this thing. And somebody wants to sit next to me. And I'm thinking, you just want to sit next to me. So look at here. That's it? Okay. So I understand why you guys don't talk to anybody once you're over 15 and then dealing with a bunch of dorks staring at your chests.
Oh my gosh.
But it's true. Is it true?
Sometimes true. Depends on the scenario, I guess.
My wife is gorgeous, and everywhere we go, everybody stares at her. I see it go on. It's at this point kind of funny. And then we're older, and I look at her, and I go, they're all looking. That's what's going on. That's how it goes. Now you must get weird messages. You're very cute. And I can tell you objectively, because my job has been for years, as yours is, if you're drawing people, you have to know what makes something nice looking.
Mm-hmm.
I was nice looking at one point. I had hair and a nice face and a nice body. I had abs at one point. I'm old now. It's old. I have a white beard. I understand now. It's different. But you can look at yourself and go, oh, I look pretty nice. And I got to tell you too, my wife started wearing glasses. You wear glasses? It's an excellent look on a lady. Do you have terrible vision, or is it just a fashion accoutrement?
Oh no, my vision is borderline blind. I need the really thick lenses.
For distance or for distance when you draw, are you wearing the glasses too?
Mm.
Okay. So, because for distance I can't see anything, but for close up, I'm nearsighted, so I can see fine. My wife started wearing glasses. I love it. She looks so cool. You look very cool. So, as an artist, you have to be able to identify what looks cool. That's the process, right?
Mhm.
You have to identify what's attractive. That's right. So, and here you are. You're in a whole different class. You're a girl drawing hot chicks, so you know what it looks like, right?
I guess so.
You have to know, right? That's you have to make it attractive to make someone want to look at what you're drawing, right?
Right, right.
So, do you have any line of delineation for what makes it attractive?
What do you mean?
Well, don't just say big boobs. Um, I don't know. Any theory of your own of here's why someone will look at this. Here's because what is that? That's pretty intangible. Do you think you could say it?
I guess like fit and healthy looking type of people for the most part. For girls,
Maybe.
hourglass shape, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, Guys get the broad shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
small
For
head,
sure.
because then you exaggerate it and it gets pretty ridiculous. Because then, if did you ever do life drawing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You do a life drawing, you go, "This person's hideous." Oh my god! But I'm gonna draw it. So, but if you're did you ever do school or classes or anything like that?
Yeah, I did a little bit of college.
But not you didn't complete it.
It
What
was
did you
like
do?
a associate's degree in multimedia, so it's like
Okay,
meaningless.
so it wasn't like you did too much meth and dropped out.
Yeah, right, right.
All right. Yeah, because I when I started, the teacher would say, "You're what was the word? Idealizing or something like that." Not idealizing. That's the wrong word. I would. So a regular guy was standing there, and I drew a comic book guy, and they
Hmm.
went, "No, no, no, no. That's not. Draw what you see, dope. That guy doesn't look like that. You're turning him into Superman. This is a fat homeless dude who got paid $50 to pose nude in front of the place." So, oh, right, okay. So I drew the fat homeless guy. And they went, "Okay, all right, you're pretty good at this. You really look like that." That's a mind switch, right? Because as a young person, I wanted to draw, superheroes and the idealized form. And if you
Yeah.
go to the class, they go, "No, what are you doing? Join us here on Earth and draw this ugly human for all of his foibles." Right? But and then in manga. Oh, here's my question. Uh, do you go back and forth between manga and American style?
Mm. I mean, I guess over the years I've kind of been drifting more and more towards the manga style of things. Not even just art style wise, but also with how they do paneling and stuff like that.
The
Maybe
panelings, the
yeah.
paneling is even. There's more zigzags in manga. And wait, have I been saying it wrong this whole time? Manga? You're saying manga.
Yeah, I think you could say it either way, but I guess in Japan they say manga.
Manga. Like GIF or GIF? Same thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those.
I have a buddy of mine who's fantastic manga style. Sean Attacks, I think, on Twitter. Anybody out there that if you like manga, check him out. He is awesome. Very cool. Take a look. He might be streaming too. I don't know. I just bounce around. I don't know what's going on. I'm for the longest time. After we launched Fatal One, I was all on streams and boy Zach, Ethan, Shane Davis, RT Bear, and then 2022 happened, and all of my algorithms just turned into soccer and baseball and comedy, and I lost track of everything. So I don't know what's going on at all, and I just started doing for YouTube where we're drawing together. Do you want to come and draw on YouTube with us?
Sure. I could give it a shot.
I love it. Do you do live drawings?
Occasionally.
Will Adam come talk too?
Yeah, he would. He would love to, I'm sure.
Awesome. Where do you guys live? Where are you?
We're in New Jersey right now.
Oh, me too. Where in New Jersey?
Well, I can't dox myself, but I'll say like northern, I guess.
All right, me too. I'll dox myself. I used to be very protective. I'm in Nutley. You know Nutley? Verona, Montclair, Nutley, Cedar Grove, Essex County.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where. The first time I went on YouTube, I was very protective of. Oh, I'm not going to say where I go. I don't think anybody cares. My kids, they appeared. They just appeared. I don't think my wife approved. She was, and at the same time, all the first streaming things I ever did, they would just stand here while we streamed, and nobody cared. And now she cares. I don't know what's going on. Wives are, I don't know. You're a girlfriend. Do you guys understand each other 100%?
Usually, for the most part.
Because I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, we understood each other 100%. Now we're older, and I'm like, what? What was that? Why'd you do that? How old are we? Oh my goodness, we've been married for years. It's the same thing as the drawing. The older I get, I think I should be better at this. But the older I get, I think, how did I do that?
Right.
All right, so I think you had one more criticism.
Right.
Or critique. The poster. Oh my goodness. This is the weave. I'm weaving all the way back to the critique.
I remember the poster, yeah.
Did I ask too personal of a question of you? Am I rude? Am I being rude?
It's okay.
Okay. The poster, I don't know. Clint is a very good writer. Get back, you said the dialogue didn't match at some point. The poster, I don't think Clint has an eye for cool artwork versus artwork. Almost like, and it's getting dark. Oh man, and my phone's dying. All right, we're almost done. My phone's dying. That poster that was included in the book was the preliminary sketch I made for the page. And just like you said, it's just a page. Why is this the poster? Why not make a poster? Because even if you look, I could go into the book, and again, thank you for reviewing. I'm honored that you reviewed it or paid any attention whatsoever. Now, if you look in the book, the page that ended up being in the book wasn't even the poster. Look, that was a preliminary sketch that I colored, and then I improved the speeder, the girls, the guys hanging on. Just like you said, you go back and edit images because the story changes a little bit. In this version that ends up, at this point, he's wearing a trench coat because he's in town, and the girls told him, cover up. You know, the lady, the queen mum, knows what you look like, and there's an all points bulletin on your end. So then he's wearing a trench coat for the second half of the book, which makes it much more film noir, which I love, film noir. What's your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite of all time. That's a lot of pressure.
Right. Top three.
Oh man, now I have to start thinking about movies.
Okay, then while you're thinking, I'll say mine. I love The Princess Bride. I love The Big Sleep, which is an old film noir Humphrey Bogart movie. Crackling dialogue. And I love The Big Lebowski, which is essentially The Big Sleep set in Los Angeles at the time, more present. And both of those two movies, the plot kind of doesn't matter because the scenes are so fun and funny and cool. And so halfway into Fatal, also, I'll get back to why it's called Fatal. Halfway into Fatal, he's wearing a trench coat because it suddenly becomes a noir story, and his gear is covered up. Also, when I first started drawing it, his face is always out, which, as I was drawing the first pages, I thought, I'm tired of drawing this guy's face. It's way harder. Can I put a mask on him? Mask on for the rest of the story. But also, oh shoot, what was I just thinking? Noir. All right. All right. Have you got your three favorite movies or five?
Lord of the Rings. 1,
Awesome.
2, and 3. There you go.
1, 2, and 3. Those are your top three.
That's a very easy pick.
They are incredible. I agree 100%. They're on my list too. But what's weird? Wait, so can I be forward or somewhat inappropriate and ask, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh my goodness, you're so young. Or are you just saying 29? You look young, 25.
Thank you.
I look. I'm not yet 50, but for the last 5 years, because I'm so old looking, I say I'm 52.
Mm-hmm.
So that people, when I was 45, I just started saying I'm 52, and then people go, "You look really good for 52." But now that I'm almost 50, I'm right there. I'm gonna have to start saying 60. Bald and a white beard. Nobody says, "Hey, you look pretty good for 50." They're starting to say, "You look old for 50. This is not going good for you." All right, but so you're 29 and your favorite movie is Lord of the Rings. So it came out when you were 9?
I watched it like way later in my life. So.
No way.
Yeah. Watched it with my boyfriend.
Did Adam bring you Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Okay.
He had all the extended edition.
Okay, here's my problem with Lord of the Rings. And I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I've tried to show them to my kids, and they leave the room. I don't know what's going on. They don't care. And then they get bored. I don't know why they're bored. Because to me, it's riveting. But then I show them It's a Wonderful Life, an even older, which I would say more boring black and white movie. They're riveted. So It's a Wonderful Life to my kids beats out Lord of the Rings? What do you got in your mind? What's wrong with you people? You kids,
That is kind of funny.
that's ridiculous. Goblins and dwarves and swords and archery and fights and magicians and magic spells. And they're going, no, we like the guy who can't hear out of his ear. He's wondering, we think that's cool. It's ridiculous. All right, so well, wait a minute. I have another question. Did your guy Adam get you to like comics and stuff?
Well, I liked comics for a while. It's just like maybe for a long time I didn't have as many to read until like I was a little bit older and could actually buy them on my own. You know, when you're depending on your parents to get everything for you,
Right.
you have a very limited view of the scope of everything. But once you're older and you start like going out and trying to find new things for yourself, you actually realize how vast it is. And so I ended up falling in love with comics and wanting to do them on my own.
At what age?
I guess as I went into adulthood, like maybe early 20s. Originally, I thought I was going to get into animation, but there weren't a lot of schools that were teaching 2D animation anymore because they were all shifting to 3D. And I really, I liked the drawn type of stuff. So next best thing, comic books, right?
As I get older, it's the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would do animation at one point as well, and I did the thing where the pages, right, where you fan them out and draw on the top one, and then fan them back, draw on the top one, make it move. Mm-hmm. Right. I love that. Nobody does that anymore, do they?
Yeah, it seems like it.
I just watched Toy Story 5. It's amazing. Nobody's doing that. But comics, see, I'm sort of. When I was a kid, I thought, I am going to be a baseball player. And then in 7th grade, I went, I don't think I'm going to be a baseball player, but I've been drawing and reading comics all the time. I could do that. And 7th grade really it was the early 90s, and I became obsessed with Spider-Man, and Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane all just hit into those books. You know those guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I went, oh my goodness, this is the Deadpool. This is the coolest thing ever. And everybody can go and hear Rob Liefeld. Now, you can talk on YouTube, and I like hearing you talk. And now my whole algorithm has totally switched. Because for the last so many years, it was all Lionel Messi, soccer, New York Yankees, baseball, Kill Tony, and comedy shows, and now it's flopped completely back around, and now all the comic stuff's coming back at me, and I started listening to Rob Liefeld's Observations, and you popped up, and I think, oh my goodness, this is super fun. Comics are the most fun, and we can do anything we want. It's awesome.
Yeah, I also love listening to comic podcasts and listening to everyone's like advice and their whole processes, what their experience has been doing it like indie for a lot of people. It's super interesting to watch.
What's your top comic podcast that you listen to?
Probably the Ink Pulp podcast I've been listening to a lot of.
Is that Eric Canetti?
Eric Canetti's on it, yeah.
All right, I'm there. All right. Always turning me on to new things. Love you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great for, they have on so many different guests, and it's cool hearing all the different perspectives and everything.
I love it. All right. So then we're going to do a drawing thing together at some point.
Totally.
And do it? Excellent. All right. My phone's dying, and I'm going to go to a barbecue now. Are you going to a barbecue? It's a holiday. Nobody's working. It's just you and I are the only two people talking that aren't at a barbecue.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some family over tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Maybe
not today,
but
oh right, you're in New Jersey too. It's 101 degrees. This is crazy.
It's unbelievably hot. Yeah. Ungodly.
My sister's in Florida, and she went, it's 92 degrees. Everything's fine here. And I went, my air conditioning is running. We have the central air, and I put in a wall unit because it can't keep up. It's 101 degrees. What's happening? Why do we live in New Jersey? What are we doing? Get Adam and get the hell out of the state. And I'm taking my Topi family too. We're leaving. It's enough of this. I'm looking I want to live where Graham Nolan lives. You know who he is?
Yeah, right.
Right, because before we split, did you find me through the book or through Twitter?
Well, I remember the first time I ever saw your art. I looked for you on Twitter, and I think I started following you all the way back then.
Okay, because then I saw your art and I started following you and thought I didn't even, and then I didn't know, I just followed your artwork, right? So I just followed you back. I thought, oh, that's cool artwork. And then, like I said, I had never Googled myself, and I searched to see which videos popped up of the ones I drew with my son. And I saw your review of the book. Thank you for reviewing the book. And I thought, oh my goodness, your videos are so cool. This is fantastic. I want to see more. You're great. You're very great at this. I love it.
No, thank you.
And then follow us. It's just my name, Charlie Snogans at YouTube, Charlie Snogans at Twitter. We just started the channel. Me and that dopey kid that walked in here. He looked like an idiot, just standing there with the dope. I essentially teach him how to draw, but then he tells me what he likes about the movies and the books that we're looking at. He loves the Spider-Man movies. And we'll do more of that. And I'd love to do more of this. I love talking to you. You're super fun to talk to.
Yeah, this has been super fun. Actually, for the second Fatal, Clint stepped back. I was wondering, are you going to be doing the writing yourself?
I might be. If we can raise enough money, I'll hire Clint to write, because I always, even though the plot will be the plot, the drawings will be the drawings, I love artwork shot through somebody else's prism, right? So, an example I could use is I used to listen to DVD commentaries all the time. So movies, whether it was the Simpsons DVD. If you want to learn about writing and comedy, get the Simpsons DVDs, if anybody even knows what a DVD is anymore. Put it on the commentary track and listen to the Simpsons writers, one of which was Conan O'Brien back then, talk about how they wrote those seasons of the Simpsons. It's phenomenal. And another great one to listen to is the Pirates of the Caribbean, because that script that came, it went through all these writers, and it was so dumb because the Pirates of the Caribbean was a ride.
Right.
It's not a story. So talk about art coming before the dialogue. It was a ride at Disneyland that people took a boat ride through and would see the wench slapping the pirate, which was a thing in Pirates of the Caribbean. So when they wanted to turn that into a story, it went through one draft, another draft. Disney hired another 2 sets of writers, and then they hired another writer, and eventually they arrived at this amazing script. And at the same time, while they eventually got this amazing script, they said, we gave it to Johnny Depp. And one of my favorite things I've ever heard as far as art goes, they said, he did it exactly as we wrote it, but not at all what we intended or expected. So the words were one thing, but the artist's, as the actor, the artist's rendition, exactly as we wrote it, wasn't anything that we expected. So when you're making art and it's going to be shot through, it's one thing to, I have 100% intention and be 100% artist, and Vincent van Gogh puts down his paint in shapes exactly as is intended with nobody else involved. That has value, but another whole other value is when you make something and then somebody interprets it completely differently, and it becomes this other thing that you've collaborated and made. And that was 100% because Fatal was, people made fun of it because it was FATL. You could have just wrote FATAL. And we said, yeah, but first of all, that was a board game of it. For us nerds out there. That already existed. The second thing was, there was a point in the story that was important to us, which was he live streams. After he kills all the aliens, he live streams, and he says the special services don't apply to the outer rim, call 1-800-FATL.
Right.
So
I love that. That was great.
And then the girl, so then we got made fun of it because it looks like it's this fat loser, fat L. So Clint, just put that in the dialogue. Make the girls make fun of him. So you're a fat loser, and then his helmet comes off, and he's really handsome. That was part of the story too, which is part of why I have more things to talk to you about. Because when you're drawing between real and cartoony, right? So for years I've been drawing storyboards, and it's all got to be real, right? So realistic looking. And the whole time I don't want to be institutionalized. I don't want to just draw like that. I want it to be cartoony and poppy and stuff like that. So when his helmet comes off, I want him to be handsome, but I want him to be cartoony, not like I'm drawing a soap commercial for Colgate or something like that. So when his helmet pops off, it was really important to me to make him handsome. Right. And we talked about, you have, as an artist, you have to be able to identify and not be a guy who's all bashful and say, no homo, right? They can't tell who a handsome guy is. You can't see Henry Cavill and go, oh my God, look at this guy. The guy that plays Thor, what's his name? He's an Adonis. You can't see that he's handsome. You have to, as an artist, see that Hemsworth he's beautiful. He's lip-smackingly beautiful. And if you can't do that, of course you can do that. So when I was drawing him, Fatal Flynn had to be handsome because part of the gig is he goes and broadcasts his message out to sell his services, but he's also this handsome guy, and that's why in the book the girl falls for him. And in book 2, that's part of the plot. So the bodyguard wants to, just like a protective mom, keep them from getting together because, he's a jerk and she's aristocracy. So as I'm drawing these pages, I'm rearranging things as I go. Like that's part of the like I said, the gooey, overly fruity, artsy stuff. I'm letting the characters tell me what the next page is, even though I'm following the plot. And I'll remove a whole, I drew this panel. Yep, doesn't work. That's not true to what's going on here, Or he looks too realistic. I don't want him to look too realistic. I want him to look cartoony,
Yeah. Yeah, it really pays off, I think, because it's such a great style. I really love it. And it has so much energy behind it and expressiveness.
That's the most important. Energy. First is clarity. Second is energy. And so if you can make a good sketch, right? And then you want to finalize that sketch. And then when you make your black lines over your sketch and it dies, oh no, that's arrows through my heart. I don't want to lose the energy. Do you have anything you do? Do you have a technique or anything that preserves the energy from your original thing that you make sure you carry into the next level?
Yeah, I got to work on that myself. I struggle with the energy.
I love it. Yeah, well, what I found was, so I injured my right hand at one point, so I had to learn how to draw lefty. And a lot of times I find sketch lines. So if you look at your sketch, are you righty?
Hmm?
Are you righty?
Am I righty? Yeah.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed, yeah.
You're right, okay. So your sketch lines that have energy, they go this way, right? Right. So here's my drawing table. They all go this way. But if I want that same energy to carry over into the inking process or the black and white process, if it's digital, switch hands. And then, so this line goes this way is lively. And then if you try and go this way, you're like trying to push it. It really doesn't work. So switch hands. Try and do it lefty. You can do it. I promise.
That's so interesting. First time I've heard that advice.
You could definitely do it. And then if you want to learn how to draw lefty, you know what a copybook is?
A copybook?
A copybook where like a kid will practice their handwriting in a copybook. So they'll say,
yeah, right.
and just repeat a sentence: all nature, bees in all nature take honey from every flower, right? So you do your cursive handwriting in the copybook. Do it lefty. Just try and write in cursive lefty. And that's when I got hurt righty and I had to keep working and to just draw lefty. But drawing was easier than writing. So writing, you had to be a little specific, stay in the lines, make the right sound. It's cursive, it's connected. Don't smear it. And as a lefty, you have to change your angle. Then the second thing I did was I would draw with both hands at once, so that my right hand would sort of tell my left hand through the brain how to make that shape. So then that's how I started drawing lefty. But what I found was sketch marks that have liveliness as a righty go this way, and then sketch marks that have liveliness, and I want them to go that way. If I try and do that righty, they die. But I want them to go this way lefty, and they live. Go ahead, live. Sketch lines. I love it. So that's that.
That's
Try
super
that.
cool.
You'll
Yeah.
love it. Yeah. I promise you could do it. Do it with Adam. Do you have a pet?
Hmm?
Do you have a pet? A cat? A dog?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we have a dog.
You have a dog? What's the dog's name?
Gurky.
Gurky?
Like the black dog one.
That's awesome. Gurky. So then Trish, Adam, and Gurky all try lefty. You can all do it. Even the dog. Do it all together. And then make Adam right left-handed. And then he'll be able to do it too.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Trish.
All right. I guess
My
we
phone
should
is dead.
wrap this up.
What a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Thank you for reviewing the book. Thank you for being honest. The second book's coming out soon. We'll launch the page. Come see me draw with my son, Charlie Snogans, on YouTube, Twitter, and that's all.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. And everyone else watching, be sure to check out the next Fatal when it comes out. All right. That's all, folks.